Hey guys, so this time we're going to go back to some more side control escapes. I think this is one of the last few ones in this series. Go ahead.
We're going to talk about when the guy's holding like the traditional side, but he's a little bit lower on your hip. So go ahead and start high. Yeah, so when the guy was high, I showed the initial escape is where you focus on framing your elbows, like closer towards your elbows with the forearm, and try to go more under the guy, shrimping out like this, kicking the leg in the air and working the knee in. Sometimes the guy gets really low on your hip like this, okay? And this is where it's really important to try to process what kind of control the guy's doing. If I'm in my head going, I have to do that move exactly this way, you're gonna get stuck because you can't get underneath the far side, okay? So the key when the guy is like really low is actually you wanna do some more of the traditional escapes that you've seen. So actually I frame, go ahead and come around here, Jacob. Okay, now I'm actually gonna focus on framing on this near side hip in this case. Okay, so you can do it with your forearm if you can and get your arms straight. That's the best in this scenario, okay? So I'm gonna frame here, my left forearm, I push. The best is if I can get my hand here on the head. When he's low on the hips like this and I block, I just wanna push him downward. Okay, once I lock out here, especially if I can get my left arm straight like this, there's no way he can come back up. So you start trying to move back up, and he can't move, okay? He's stuck, right? From here, I can either shrimp or forward shrimp. If I shrimp and it doesn't work, I'll move out here and just start moving like this. You'll get the space. Again, the left leg comes up high, and I can work my knee in to start to work, okay? Come back, right? So here, you feel that control's really low, get glue in really tight, like keep your elbow and knee super tight, right? So the guy's just really focused on you here, right? And you can't get any movement like that, right? So right hand, try to push to get the hip going. Okay, with the left forearm, if you can't get the hand straight, you can just frame with the forearm. That'll work too. Okay, press, and look, I try to shrimp. If that won't work, I can put the left foot and try to forward shrimp a bit and get the space out like this. Bring the knee in, frame, and work out. Okay, guys, so just the last couple thoughts about
Trying to put all this stuff together. A common mistake I see is that guys, like, they learn an escape, and then they're trying to execute it like it's like a recipe for making something, right? The reality is I'm showing you guys like a lot of details that I think a lot of guys haven't seen before that helps a lot, but there's also this element of you have to kind of feel the position. So try to do, I always tell my students to like take what I'm saying as like 80, 90% true, but leave a little bit of like wiggle room for trying to figure out how to escape. So for example, like, if you're locked in the position, like if the guy's hips is just a little bit different, you may need to move in a slightly nuanced way in a different direction. And like if you're too in your head going like step 1, step 2, step 3, I'm supposed to be out. Like it's hard to make it work like that, right? You have to be very explosive and aggressive when you're recomposing. You know, when you're doing like attacks and close guard, you can be a little bit more controlled. When you're recomposing, if you get 99% of the way out and then you try to rest, the guy will put you all the way back at 0. So just a little more detail about that. Like if I'm here, right, and I'm trying to do like go to the higher, we'll do the first escape I showed, right, and I'm trying to do this escape, and I'm here, I'm like, okay, shrimp, okay, lift the leg up, swing the knee in. He's gonna respond quick. In reality, go ahead and hold really tight, like as tight as you can, like really hold it, right? You have to move, you have to hustle, right? As he adjusts, you have to adjust, okay? So I always try to tell guys to just err on the side of trying everything, and then over time, your body will eliminate the things that are useless, right? All this stuff, I, for the most part, just developed intuitively from sparring a long time. So the analogy I tell the guys is, imagine you're in a room and there's 100 doors, and only one leads to the escape. You have to try every single door to find out which room leads to the exit. I can, as a coach or an instructor, I can help guide you guys to, instead of 100 doors, maybe like 20 doors. And then it guides you. But ultimately, you have to try those doors. So when you're in the bottom of side control, you really need to be explosive and aggressive and try to find your way out. And then ultimately, over time, you'll find the movements that are useful will stick and the ones that aren't won't. So with that, guys, just try to mix all the techniques together. With the side control stuff, I'm gonna revisit it from time to time as guys have questions and as little details pop up that I didn't put in these videos. But from now, I'm gonna move on to maybe a little bit more guard passing and some sweeps. Thanks a lot, guys. As always, subscribe and like. Thanks.